Hare Krishna, dear devotees, welcome. Vaishnava Prabhu, how are you?
Okay, Babu.
All right. Welcome, Charan Lakshmi Mataji and Nandadevi Mataji. So today's discussion on Bhagavad Gita. Today is Ekadasi, very Apara Ekadasi, a very auspicious Ekadasi, the Ekadasi that actually can remove all kind of aparat, any offenses that we might have done knowingly, unknowingly, or whatever. So this is opportunity for you to get rid of them. Okay. But the most important is sadhana bhakti. So we should be chanting our rounds and enthusiastically. And I'm today, just now, also in a call with one devotee from he's migrated to overseas. And I'm so excited to hear that he's chanting 64 rounds, so exciting. Early in the morning, I got the news and he's telling that he's chanting 64 rounds since Akshaya Tritigai Day. All right. So that shows that the effort of this Sastra study marathon is actually fructifying. Huh? So I know that Vaishnava Prabhu, then Nandadevi Mataji, and all the other devotees are all chanting 64 rounds. So that is very interesting. So the effort is actually to increase our japa, and very interesting. So I told the Prabhu, I was telling him, you should have told me, So that's when I can check and balance whether the effort that I'm putting in, is it worth it, or is it fructifying? So I'm so happy to hear that good news today. So if any one of you are chanting 64 rounds, right, and some of you are following on YouTube, so please do inform me. Of course, if you want me to, keep it discreet, I also can keep it discreet. But of course, your achievement in chanting your 64 rounds actually is an inspiration for me also. So I'm so inspired. Thank you so much. Right. So today is Apara Ekadasi Day on 23rd May 2025, Friday. So we gathered here to discuss on Bhagavad Gita and the introduction. As what we have discussed in the group, that I realized that when we do two subject back to back, because nectar of devotion is very heavy topic, and Bhagavad Gita, when we are doing detailed studies, is also heavy topic. So because of that, I find that some devotees couldn't grasp it, because after nectar of devotion, immediately you go into Bhagavad Gita, so it's like a big contradiction. So therefore, I've decided after taking all their counts, majority counts, so I've decided to do starting from June, I start to do classes twice a week, maybe Monday and Friday. So, so what we're going to do, we're only going to do one book, that is Nectar of Devotion online. Nectar of Devotion is the book that we're going to do detailed studies. It may take at least 3 months because we are not only going to, we are not covering the first 19 chapter, but we're going to cover the entire 4 ocean. All right, it's going to be very detailed. It's going to take a long time. So in between, there's another devotee was mentioning, I was thinking that if we can finish up these 2 books, that they are so eager, wants to go into Srimad Bhagavatam. So Srimad Bhagavatam, then I was thinking, meditating, I was thinking, okay, if we were going to take 3 months in Nectar of Devotion, then after that continue with then we're going to continue with the Bhagavad Gita. So it may take another 6 months. So it's going to take at least 1 year plus to complete these 2 books. So for that reason, I was talking to one devotee, I was telling that, of course, I want everybody's concern on that. So I'm thinking, Bhagavad Gita, I like to do it offline. That means, in other words, I will record the Bhagavad Gita. I'll record. That means as though that I'm giving a class, like we are discussing, but we're going to go into detailed studies. So what is Bhagavad Gita, and the every text verse, I will do the recording. So whenever I'm free, so say like if I'm free in the afternoon, I just record. So at night, so after I record, I'll load it into YouTube, so that you can in your what they call in your time, whenever you're free, you can just go through that recording. So it's as though that you are also completely completing this book Bhagavad Gita. So if it's okay with everyone, so you can give me your feedback. So, and also I will post in the group. So so that you can continue Bhagavad Gita and Nectar of Devotion. Nectar of Devotion, we do live classes. Bhagavad Gita, I will do the recording and post in the group. So meanwhile, we can finish up these two books on the same time so that we could start Srimad Bhagavatam after this. Yes, Charan Lakshmi Mataji, you want to say something?
Yes, yes, Prabhu. Prabhu, to my opinion, Prabhu, if you send a recording, some will be, they ignore, but if you come to face, there's a discipline to sit and listen to you.
That means it's going to take a long time.
Yes, I understand, Prabhu.
It's going to take a long time.
Doesn't
those who-
matter, Prabhu. Face to face,
Prabhu.
better, Prabhu.
Face to face better, eh?
Better. I agree with Mataji, Prabhu.
I see. So that means we just go through Nectar of Devotion, then we start with Bhagavad Gita, is it, Prabhu?
Yeah, however slow doesn't matter, Prabhu.
Okay.
You're going to live a long time.
Prabhu, if face to face means we can ask questions. There's a space to ask questions and answers. If you send a recording, that's like cannot Prabhu.
Is it, eh?
Mm.
Okay. All right. I'll take that into account. But it's going to take a long time. That's my concern. Okay. Anyway, what Prabhu said, so there's no rush into it. So if it's okay with everyone, but I also will post in the group. So what do you think, Nanda Devi Mataji? What's your opinion? What do you think? Karpia Saras Mataji, you can, yeah?
Yeah, Krishna Prabhu. Yeah, I think it's a good idea because since it's just like twice a week with Nectar of Devotion, I think it's going to take very long time for us to finish that one particular book since we are going into very detailed studies. Okay, we're just not reading through. You are going to detailed studies and you do a lot of explanation. I think it might even take us more than 3 months to finish it.
Yeah, that's my
By the
concern.
time, so by the time you go into Bhagavad Gita, I think again Bhagavad Gita, since it's also detailed study, is going to take even much longer time. So, I mean, we are all fighting for time. So I feel that maybe at the moment we can also do as you said, as you suggested, record and send, and those, I mean, those who are keen can listen to the recording, and later on, if there is a slot where you can do Bhagavad Gita live, then it will be good. Or we can just move on with Srimad Bhagavatam. Yeah, because I feel that since I mean we are not just reading through, you do a lot of explanation, so it's going to take a very long time.
Yeah,
That's what I feel.
yeah. Actually,
I mean,
your concern was my concern. That was my thought.
but what Charna Mataji says is also true. I mean, when it's online, we can ask questions, but again, um, I feel like if those who have doubts can always send a message to you and
Correct.
and clear their doubts.
Because we have 3 days in between, say Monday and Friday. So if there's
Yeah.
any matter arising or something like that, anything that you want to know, we can just do a
Yes.
class maybe in between Tuesday, Wednesday,
Yes.
Thursday. In between, we just can have a session,
Yeah.
just to clear doubts.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes, we can utilize those 3 days for that. Yeah.
correct.
Definitely it's going to take a long time. By the time we finish all
No,
this, if we are going to
if
do
we were just to read and go through, then it's okay because as what I said, there is a high chance of us not going back to the book. Once we
correct.
complete the book, there will be a no chance. I mean, it's a very minimum chance for us to go back and reread
Yes.
the book. So because we want to go on reading it.
Right.
Yeah.
Your detailed
So
studies are actually good, Prabhu. Sometimes at the moment we might not might just forget things, but when situation comes, automatically the thing comes back. You're able to recollect what you taught us. It's very helpful. So the detailed study is actually very effective. Yeah,
yes.
when in certain situations, it automatically comes. It comes. I mean, you kind of recollect. Oh yeah, I was told this.
Correct.
So the detailed studies are very effective. No point just reading through. So definitely
Yes.
detailed study is going to take a longer time for us to cover all the books. So as you suggested, I think you can do Bhagavad Gita online, put it on YouTube, and later if we have the opportunity with Krishna's blessings, maybe we can do it uh,
Yes. No,
online.
in fact, say like we complete the Nectar of Devotion earlier also, then we can go back to Bhagavad Gita on
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. Because
correct,
Srimad
correct.
Bhagavatam again is so many volumes, it's going to take a very long
No,
time.
see, Srimad Bhagavatam, the first two cantos, Srila Prabhupada, the purport is very long.
Yeah.
You know, just the introduction alone is how many pages? The introduction alone, let me see. When we look at just the introduction alone, Srimad Bhagavad Gita, it takes what 40 pages,
Hmm.
41 pages. You know,
Yes.
41 pages. Then when you look at the first verse, the first verse itself, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 pages.
Yeah.
Purport. Then the second verse, 1, 3 pages. Then you see when you look at that Srimad Bhagavatam, the first canto, the purport are very long because Prabhupada gave everything. The entire Srimad Bhagavatam you can understand in first two books.
Yes.
Because he
So that
thought
is
he's old, then you know, he can't make it or what. So that's why he just quickly gave everything in that. Then after that, only gradually start to translate canto 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
That also,
So
they just imagine that 40 pages also are going to take how many weeks to read, you know?
exactly.
Because
So,
doing a detailed study. Huh?
that's what
Okay.
that's my concern. Since we're going to detailed studies, is we can't finish very quickly.
Yes,
So it's
yes,
going to take
yes.
long time. So why wait?
Yeah,
Time
exactly.
is so precious. Why time is so precious?
Yeah, yeah. In fact, I'm doing this because it's very unpredictable when going to happen. So
Exactly.
I'm so grateful to every one of you to join me. Actually, this is my own desire to do detailed studies. As what
But
you
we
said,
are also very grateful to
recalling the
you.
things, you know. Okay, now we recall because we did detailed study, we could easily recall. Of course, we can't
Yes.
remember the verse, we can't remember, but we know in this place, these things are there.
Yeah.
So,
We pull these. The situation comes when you're in that particular situation, automatically you're able to recall. It's like a message is being sent to you. Oh, yes, I was told this when I was studying this. Okay. So it's very good to do it on detailed study. It's just that
okay.
time consuming, that's all.
Yeah. True, true.
So we are fighting for time. So we have to streamline where we can.
Yes. All right.
Okay. That's my opinion, Prabhu. And thank you so much, Prabhu. I was actually when I saw only Monday and Friday, yesterday's message in between three days is it's being, time is constrained and we are losing time there. I said, okay, never mind. But since you have come up with the idea of recording and sending, I think it's good. At least we are still connected with Bhagavad Gita that few days. Not offended with my phone. I disconnected.
Hare Krishna. Am I audible? Suddenly my computer hanged.
Yes,
Yes,
Prabhu, now you're
Prabhu.
audible.
Okay, all right. All right, so okay, I'll take that into consideration. And how about Karpia Saras Mataji? I saw you unmute. You have any opinion?
I was thinking, go back to the old system, but instead of 2 hours, make it 1.5 hours.
That means?
The old system of only Wednesday off and the other 4 days we still
Oh,
have.
other 4 days. All right.
But instead of 2 hours, make it 1.5 hours. But as the other said, face to face or rather online, when we listen to you, is better than when you put in the YouTube. discipline is lacking. In me, I don't know.
Okay. All right. No, it's not a matter of hours actually. 1.5 hours, 2 hours is not a problem. The thing is, when we study the two books at the same time, it becoming like very contradicting, So because an act of devotion, it has its own spirit. Then you come to Bhagavad Gita, it has its own spirit. So when after 2 days of studying these, then after that, go to another entire new book, another 2 days. So it became like too confusing. So many people become like overwhelmed. So that's the issue, Mataji, not the
Okay.
hour.
Prabhu,
Yes, Prabhu.
about 2 days ago, there was a lecture on Bhagavad Gita.
Mm-hmm.
The verse was Saguna Samtityatan Brahma Bhuya Kalpate. Here, you got the verse, Prabhu. My pronunciation is not so good.
Again, Prabhu.
Sagunam Samtityatan
Gunam.
transcended to the material nature.
What is the word Sadgunam?
Sagunan,
Sagunan.
your modes transcend to the matter, to the spiritual world.
Sagunan. Sagunan Samatityaitan, is it?
Yes, Brahma Bhaya Kalpade.
1426.
No, Prabhu, he just talked for 1 hour
Mm-hmm.
and it's so nice, no, Prabhu.
Mm-mm-mm.
So it's different. You give in all these your recordings, you can't I can't appreciate unless we see your face. Because he was explaining so well, na Prabhu. And he went non-stop. There's no time to ask him questions, but it is nice. It is very nice.
Mm-mm-mm.
And he's quite a good speaker also, Prabhu. He's a brahmachari for all I know.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
No point now. Now again, you see, he said recordings. We are conditioned people, Prabhu. Recordings will keep aside because you are not there to with a cane to beat us, now, Prabhu. So we'll put it off, and few days are gone. Then difficult to catch up.
I see.
Yeah, let's say the day I was absent yesterday, I came back from the hospital, immediately listened to your lecture in the evening.
Mm-mm-mm.
I'm not going to catch up today, na Prabhu. So
Yeah,
without the Guru being there, we will play the fool, na Prabhu. We will, there are so many other important things for us.
yeah. Okay. All right. Okay. Anyone else like to give any opinion? Kesavan, Sadguna Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Prabhu, from my opinion, I just want one by one, Prabhu. Like two Shastra in one time, I tend to like, no, don't know, Prabhu, I cannot catch up, Prabhu. A bit harder. I'm taking notes. So I put the notes for the Nectar devotion. So one flow, Prabhu. And one go, I do slowly notes. So like that, Prabhu, I'm doing. So suddenly about Gita, I don't know, you need to buy another one, Prabhu.
Yeah. Understand.
To mix up, Prabhu. I need to mix up. That's my problem.
Yeah. No, most of the people say the same thing as what you said.
Yeah.
They are taking
That's
notes
problem.
and this thing suddenly, these 2 times. And also they don't feel the kick, because Monday, Tuesday,
Yeah.
then they wait for the next week, Monday, Tuesday to start back again.
Yeah.
All right.
So I already indulged in this story, all the Shastra, already, then suddenly changed another Shastra, then change direction, then bit
Okay,
susah.
if that's the case, how if we do nectar of devotion maybe 2 or 3 times a week, 3 or 4 times a week, until we finish this, then we continue with Bhagavad Gita. What do you think about that? That means we don't mix Bhagavad Gita and nectar of devotion. What do you think?
Let's see others also. Let's see the
No, what is
surveys.
your opinion?
For me, like start off like last time, Nectar devotion very nicely started already. Then suddenly come the Bhagavad Gita, and I tend to lost direction.
No,
again.
if we're going to continue four times
Four
a
times.
week, like the normal timing, 4 times a week, Wednesday break, but we just study nectar of devotion. Is that okay?
About the like morning timing a bit harder for me, Prabhu. If like evening time, then
Time
4
I'm not
days.
free.
Yeah, that's a problem.
Evening,
That
I'm not
like
free.
morning, I try to keep myself disciplined to attend the class, but sometimes somehow there is some work
Yeah.
to do. Yeah, that's the problem. Like just now, Vaishnava Prabhupada say we cannot discipline ourselves watching the recording. Yeah, that's a problem also. So if like
I see.
online class, like I have to attend, I have to take notes. Like attending school, lah, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, for
Something like
everyone,
that.
if we do, is the timing okay or not? 4 times a week, is it too heavy?
Prabhu, I prefer afternoon 3 to 5. If you can have it in the afternoon, I'd prefer, because morning got some work anyway. That's why I find it difficult. Got some other things to
But
do.
afternoon, not possible, Mataji, for me.
I see. That's the thing I find it difficult. But I prefer to have classes, but it's just nice if it's in the afternoon.
Yeah.
How about in the evening, Prabhu?
Evening, totally not free, Mataji.
Okay.
Evening, I have a lot of other commitment, and somehow I've got my training, because of this morning concentration, sometimes I start to feel my my financially, I was like start to like shaken ready, so I have to like start back my other classes. So evening I have to really dedicate for that, lah. So that's the thing.
Nectar of devotion is just good for you to complete, Prabhu.
Okay.
You can have it 2 classes or Monday, Tuesday, will be okay, can. Just nice 2 hours. Or you want to make it 3 hours if others agree.
3 hours, no lah.
For 2 days.
Okay. Any other
Yeah.
opinion? If say like if 4 times a week, is it okay? Or you prefer 2 times a week? Karpiya Saras Mataji?
4 times a week, we do nectar of devotion.
Yes. That means we just concentrate nectar of devotion first.
Yeah, better, Prabhu. Can complete that first.
Better, okay. But 4 times a week, is that timing okay or not? Or do you prefer 2 times a week or 3 times a week?
2 times also will do. I don't know what about others. Or 3
Nanda, do you,
times.
yeah.
4 times a week is fine. I prefer the morning session, but as you say, to fit everybody's needs, have to look into their needs as well.
What are you saying, Mataji? What session?
Morning session, as we are doing
Morning
now.
session, yeah. No, because only morning I'm available for this program. Afternoon, evening, I'm not available at all. Because last time, remember, Mataji, we used to do in the evening, right?
Yeah.
So evening is not this thing. Okay. All right. I'll take all these into consideration. But the only thing I want to feedback is it 4 times okay? Or you prefer 2 times or 3 times? So that update I need. All right. So you can give me that update. All right.
As
okay.
you say, time is
Yes.
very precious. So to me, 4 times we can finish faster and then move on to the other book.
Yes. Move on to what they call move on to Srimad Bhagavatam. Because the ultimate goal is to go through Srimad Bhagavatam also, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay. So all these points I've taken into consideration. Then I will discuss with Vivan. So then let's see. Because I don't want it to be text. I don't want it to get frustrated. Oh, too many things at the same time. I don't want you to go into that kind of traumatic kind of feeling where like what Kesavan was telling, like 2 times this, then suddenly another book, so that you lose your concentration. So now the only feedback I need is, do you prefer twice a week, thrice, or 4 times a week? So that's the only feedback I need. So you can send me your feedback and send me a message. Say that how many times you prefer. All right. Okay. So now let's start our today's discussion on this Holy Apara Ekadasi Day. It says that on Ekadasi Day, when we study Bhagavad Gita, it's very auspicious. All auspiciousness will come to those who study Bhagavad Gita, especially on this kind of holy Advent day, that means the day of like Janmashtami, Ram Navami, or on this kind of holy fasting day like Ekadasi. So let's make full use of this today's session, and we start the program. Let's do our invocation prayer. We pray to our spiritual master, to all acharyas, to get their causeless mercy so that we could understand and understand the subject matter. So when we do the invocation prayer, please offer garland to Srila Prabhupada and all Guru Varga, including a spiritual master, and some nice beautiful petal flower, and put at their offer to their lotus feet in your meditation. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasme Sri Guruve Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manovistam Stapidam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Karamayam Dadati Sva Padantikam Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Utta Padakamam Sri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Sri Rupam Sagarajadam Shahagana Raghunathan Vidam Tam Sajivam Satvaitam Savaduta Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakan Vidamscha Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauramani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashatya Deshatarine Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Ti Namine Shri Varshabhanavi Devi Daitaye Kripabdaye Krishna Sambandha Vignana Daine Prabhave Namaha Madhuryo Jwala Premadya Sri Rupanuga Bhaktira Shri Gaura Karuna Shakti Vigrahaya Namostute Namaste Gauravani Shri Murtaye Dinatarine Rupanuga Viruddha Pasidantadvanta Harine Namo Gaura Kishoraya Sakshat Vairagya Murtaye Vipralambra Sambodhe Padam Pujayate Namaha Namo Bhakti Vinodaya Sachidanandanamine Gaura Shakti Swarupaya Rupanuga Varayate Gauravir Bhava Bhumestam Nidasa Sajjana Priya Vaishnava Sarubhauma Sri Jagannataya Te Namaha Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubheva Paditanam Pavinibhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Om Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namine Gauratuse Namaha Panchatattvatmakam Krishnam Bhakta Rupa Swarupakam Bhaktavadaram Bhaktakyam Namami Bhakta Shaktikam He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandho Jagatpade Gopesha Gopika Kanto Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Stude Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Shiva Shari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Hari Om Tat Sat Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishta Bhutali Srimati Jayapataka Swami Ti Namini Namacharya Padaya Nitai Kripa Pradayane Gaura Kadata Mataya Nagaragra Matari Hare Krishna. All right, so we continue our discussion on Bhagavad Gita. We are still on the introduction. So what we do until this month, that means today, then continue next week. We just only do Bhagavad Gita first. Okay, Bhagavad Gita introduction, because the introduction itself, the entire essence of Bhagavad Gita has been presented very nicely by Srila Prabhupada. All right. So then from June onwards, we just concentrate on Nectar of Devotion. Then when we have a chance, then we go back to Bhagavad Gita as it is. All right. So let's look at this in the effulgent ray. Okay. So now, let's continue. All right. So now it says, okay, now so in the effulgent rays of the spiritual sky, okay. So in the effulgent ray of the spiritual sky, there are innumerable, what do you call? Okay. In the effulgent rays, what is effulgent rays means? That means in Brahma Jyoti, all right. As we understand, what is effulgent ray is Brahma Jyoti, and Brahma Jyoti means what? It's like, in other words, it's the aura of Krishna. You know, we all have aura. You know, sometimes every human being got aura. All right. So now Krishna's aura, we call it as effulgent ray or Brahma Jyoti. All right, Jyotir. So it's a effulgent ray. So in that aura, in that effulgent ray of the spiritual sky. So we understand that effulgent rays is also in the spiritual sky. So the Mayavadi always wanted to merge into that light, not knowing what is beyond the light. All right. So all the Mayavadis think, oh, Jodi, 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 Suyam, Jodi, 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 Arul. So they just want to go. They meditate so distinct, you know, they meditate so nicely. They meditate so detailed so that they want to merge into the light. So they say God is formless, God is light. But of course, we should understand when there's a light, there should be a source. You know, the sun is there. The sun is here. The rays of the sun is here. Why? Where the sun came from? Where the ray came from? Is it came from nowhere? No, there is a source called the sun globe. And from the sun globe, the rays are coming. So there is a source. When there's a ray, there should have a source. So similarly, the Mayavadi philosophy is that there's no source, only rays. That's why sometimes we call the Mayavadis are less intelligent people. They are very less intelligent, and to associate with less intelligent, right? So for instance, see, when a person are very intelligent and educated, they usually do not like to associate with fools, right? It's very normal. Even in school also, we see a top student will just among the top student. When there's a mediocre student or this thing, they usually they don't want to associate. They just say hi, bye, that's all. They don't go there, sit with them, talk to them. You know, usually there is a distance. The educated group is there. The uneducated group is there. So likewise, when we start to have this kind of knowledge, in the Vedas, it's been keep warning, especially Bhakti Vinod Thakur has been warning this very seriously in Bhakti Aloka. Never, never, never associate with Mayavadi. Never, don't even think about going and seeing them. Even if you go to any temple or what, suddenly you see one Adi Shankara Mat or some Mat, they come there and giving one lecture, on Mahan is there, on Maharaj is there, whatever. We should avoid the association at all costs. You know, because you know why? They are very less intelligent. Okay. Mayavadi is very dangerous. All right. Because we understand the Mayavadi, they are the people who are very dear to Maya Devi. We try to avoid Maya Devi. We pray to Maya Devi, please don't come and give me trouble. All right. So Krishna, please save me from Maya. Please save me from illusion. But these Mayavadi people are the personified of Maya. The Maya loves them so much, and then. So what happened when you go there? When you go there, when Maya start to look at you at a glance, that's it. So these things. So now let's look at this. So the effulgent ray or the Brahma Jyoti of the spiritual sky. So there are innumerable planets floating. Innumerable planet means what? There is so many planet system in that Brahma Jyoti. And this Brahma, okay. So the Brahma Jyoti emanates. Okay, it emanates from the supreme abode, Krishna Loka. Okay, so the Brahma Jyoti, that means, in other words, the Krishna Loka is like the sun of the spiritual world. So from there it emanates. So it comes from the body of Krishna, Krishna Loka, and it start to what they call it emanates, right? And the Anandamaya, Chinmaya planets, which are so there, and so it's okay. The Brahma Jyoti emanates from the supreme abode, Krishna Loka. And the Anandamaya or Chinmaya planets, which are not material. That means the Anandamaya, that means the abode of Ananda. Ananda, that means it's a pleasurable place, all right, or Chinmaya, eternal, which is not material. This is the place where we find it. This area, we understand this as the non-material. All right, this place is called non-material place. Okay, non-material place. Float in those rays. They float in those rays. It is floating. The Lord says, Na tat basayate suryo, na shashanko na pavaka, yat gatva na nivartante, tat dama paramang mama. So he says, one who can approach that spiritual sky, all right, is not required. So the one who can approach that spiritual sky, once we can go to the spiritual sky, they are not required, all right? They are not in this thing to descend again. What is descend? To come down again to the material sky. So this place is called material sky. So there are no need to come back here again. So in the material sky, when we approach the higher planet Brahmaloka, what to speak about the moon? So what Prabhupada is saying, in the material sky, in this material world, even if we approach the highest planet in this material world is Brahmaloka. Or in other words, you also call it Satya Loka. Right? And what to speak about the moon? Why the moon? The moon is actually the heavenly planet. All right. Yesterday I was listening to one lecture. Oh no, this morning I was listening to lecture. Prabhupada was telling about the sun. No, yesterday night, yes. Sun and the moon. The moon that actually people go there actually is not the real moon they go. All right. The real moon that they go is the moon is actually is a heavenly planet. All right. So the moon is actually the second class. So what is the first class heaven? The sun. The second class is the moon. So like that, he was explaining. So that means we talk about going to Brahmaloka or go to moon planet like Swargaloka, heaven. Okay. So what we find there, even we go there in material sky, what we find, we will find the same condition. We go there, we see the same condition as what we are going through now. They see the same condition. What is that? Namely, birth, death, disease, and old age. So birth, death, disease, and old age is also exists in Brahmaloka. All right, even in heavenly planet. All right. So now as a devotee, we do not aspire to go to heaven because going to heaven is a very scary thing. You know why it's scary? Because when we go to heaven, we stay there. If you get qualified to go to heaven, example, by default, you'll be given 10,000 years, 10,000 celestial years. All right, 10,000 celestial years that you can go there and enjoy. Once you reach heavenly planet, they give you one Parijata garland. And you'll be only 16-year-old. You'll be only a youth. And what do? You enjoy yourself. You enjoy yourself. So when you enjoy yourself, what will happen? You go there, you enjoy, you're having so much of fun. And what kind of fun? Heavenly delight. There's so many beautiful girls there. Apsaras, Gandharvas, they are there. And you go and indulge in this amorous relationship with them. Then you'll be given somaras. Somaras means what? Alcohol. A heavenly alcohol, not like a Carlsberg or Tiger beer. You go there, you got a somaras. It's a heaven beer, a kind of heaven alcohol. So you always drink, you are drunk, you just play, you just have fun. You just simply have fun. Beautiful paradise. The place is beautiful. And there's girls are very beautiful, extremely beautiful. And you drink, you have fun, that's it. But you must understand, in human nature, sometimes say like a school holiday starts or you're going for a holiday, you're going for India or whatever place, it looks like when you go there, in the glimpse of the eye, in the blink of an eye, the entire holiday is over. Say like you're going for a 1 month holiday to India. இப்பதான் போன மாதிரி இருக்கு டக்குன்னு முடிஞ்சிரும் என்னடா அவ்வளவு சீக்கிரம் நாள் முடிஞ்சிருச்சா we are going back to Malaysia ஐயோ so anything exciting it is so exciting that it always tend to finish very quickly. So when you go to this thing, so once you see the parijata flower, they give you a garland. So once you still when you start to notice the garland is falling off or the garland drying up, that means your time there is up. So once the thing is completely dry, all right, you will be forcefully pulled out from the heaven. You say, no, I want to stay here. No, you'll pull you out. You will be staying on the cloud. Then through the rain, you will fall down to the earth. And you will go into grains. And when the person and someone that eats the grain, and through the grain, you go into their semen. And through the semen, you'll be transferred into the womb. And in that womb, you'll be born as a human being. But those people who fall from the heavenly kingdom, these are the people who always born in like Tata, Birla, or he born as a Brunei king, sultan, all these kind of opulent, like like in like Sheikh of Kuwait, like what they call all these. So you're born in a rich and aristocrat family, right? So what happened when you're born in a rich and aristocrat family? You end up collecting more Ferraris. You end up collecting more like Sultan of Johor. They said have football club and all. You have a fantastic life. Then once your quota in a human birth is over, at what conscious you are there, because you become extremely materialistic, from there you fall down further into abominable form of life. Then that's it, you go back into the cycle again. So staying in heaven is not a exciting thing. All right. So now another thing that we should remember this very clearly. When you look at this, 6 months of heaven, or the calculation is like Devaloka, it is equivalent to, okay, 6 months of heaven is equivalent to 1 year. No.
1 day.
1 day.
Half day.
1 day of heaven.
1 day of material life is equivalent to 6 months of.
No.
Sorry,
1 day of heaven life.
Brahmaloka is equivalent to 6 months here, Prabhu.
Yeah, 6 months.
In the material world.
6 months, yeah. In hellish plan is 1 year, yes. All right, 6 months material life. All right, but the same thing for hell, in hellish region, 1 day of hell is equivalent to 1 year. That's why when we do the Tidhi, yeah, you know, when we do the Pinda, when we do the first year anniversary is the day that they actually reach the hellish planet. So it's 1 year Tidhi, all right. So it's like that. So 1 day of heaven is equal to 6 months material life. And imagine how long you're going to stay in heaven? 10,000 years. 10,000 years. Or roughly, that means 10,000 means, that means roughly human life is going to be 20,000 or 60,000 months. All right. So 60,000 months is equivalent to how many? Right? 60,000 months divided by 12. So roughly 5,000 years. I mean, 5,000, what am I doing? Yeah, around 20,000 human life. You will be stuck in, you'll stay there and you come back. You come back at least, okay, like just say 1 to 1. After 10,000 years, you come back to material world. That time, the bhakti is gone. Because it's predicted that this golden age in Kali Yuga will last for 10,000 years. All right, 10,000 years. There you see the bhakti and all these kind of things are having. But after this thing is over, then the Kali Yuga will be full blown. So by the time you go and have fun in heaven, you come back, there will be abominable situation. There will be no ISKCON, there will be no Hare Krishna mantra, everything goes underground. So it becomes so rampant. Now itself, we see a lot of haters want to destroy the Hare Krishna temple, ISKCON temple all over. It's starting. But after 10,000 years, it's going to be full blown. You don't even dare to wear tilak and walk on the street. People will kill you. Right? Imagine after that you come back, you are gone. So that's why devotees do not aspire for heavenly pleasure. Okay? Because heaven, what you can see, even in heaven or Satyaloka, you still see birth, death, disease, and old age. So Prabhupada is explaining no planet in the material universe is free from these 4 principles of material existence. So there's no place in this place you can find you're free from all this kind of situation. All right. Now let's look at the next paragraph. The living entities are traveling. The living entities are traveling from one planet to another. All right. So when you talk about one planet to another, all right, now we understand this material world, this material universe has innumerable planets. All right, in this material world alone. In this alone got 9 planets. And okay, so it is just like a sphere. All right, there's first sphere, second sphere, third sphere. The sphere maroko. All right. Okay, how to explain? See whether I can draw this or not. All right, okay. Okay, I'll do like this. All right, say like for instance, there'll be a first sphere, second layer, third layer, fourth layer, and bottom, like that. So like this. And all these are under this Meru mountain, Mount Meru. All right. So when you look at this one sphere alone, they have innumerable planets. There are so many planets here. Example, see like for instance, now we are looking at this place. We have 9 planets. principal 9 planets. So we have Earth, Jupiter, Pluto, all these kind, including Sun, and all these are in this one zone. This one zone here. We have all these in one zone. And there's millions of stars. And all the stars. So that means there is innumerable living entities living in all these places. So like that, there's so many spheres. Every sphere, there is so many living entities are living. So like that, we are simply migrating from one planet to another planet. All right. So we are simply migrating to one planetary system to another planet. But it is not that we can go to any other planet we like. But it's not that we can simply go to any other planet we like merely by mechanical arrangement. We cannot make a starship, or rocket or to go there. If we desire to go to other planet, there is a process for going there. There's a process, right? Because in this Vedic system, the process, you go there, you stay there. But if you're going to create a mechanical like a rocket or spaceship or what, it go there. After everything going to finish, they come back. You still have to come back here. But there's a process of going there. In this process, once you go there, you stay there. Okay. So this is also mentioned. Yanti deva vrata devan pitrin yanti pitr vrata. It's a very important verse. This is the verse that every one of us must remember. Right? This is something that we should remember by heart. Yanti deva vrata devan pitrin yanti pitr vrata. So what does it mean? So yanti deva vrata deva. Right? Is it that's the thing? All right. So it says, if you worship the devas, you live among the devas. You worship among the pitr. That means you worship your forefathers, you stay among them. So similarly, if you want to go to any other planets or any other system, it depends. Where do you want to go? You just worship that particular deva, you reach them. So no mechanical arrangement is necessary if we want to interplanetary travel. The Gita instructs, Yanti Devan Vrata Devan. The moon, the sun, the higher planets are called Svargaloka. All right, now look at this. The moon, the sun, and all the higher planets are called as Svargaloka. Or in Malay, we call Shurga. In Tamil, we call Surgam. So Surgam, right? Surgam, all right. So Svarga. So this is heaven. And there are 3 different status of planets. There are 3 different statuses. There's 3 different statuses in the planet. That is higher planet, middle, and the lower planetary system. Okay. The Earth belongs to the middle planetary system. Can you all recall what we have discussed before?
Yes, brother.
You can recall, huh? All right. So, anyone wants a further explanation on this? Okay, all fine, huh? All right. Because I draw the thing, right? Remember? I draw the planetary system, all these things, all right? So, there is 3 planets, all right? The first is higher planet, middle, and the lower. So, the higher planet is the heavenly. Middle planet is actually the Earth. The Earth belongs to the middle planet. All right. The lower planet is the hellish region. Okay, now Vaishnava Prabhu, please tell me what is on the higher. That means there's a gross and subtle, right? All right. Anyone? There's a 2 condition, gross and subtle.
Yeah, brother.
So higher planetary systems is what? Above the Earth is what?
Subtle.
Very good. Who said that?
Saki Prabhu.
Oh, Saki. Oh, okay, good. Right. Higher planetary system is subtle. Lower planetary system?
Gross.
Gross. And we are in the middle, we are?
Subtle and gross.
Yes, we are subtle and gross. We are combined of these 2 elements. All right? Okay, very good. So now the Earth belongs to the middle planet. Okay, the Bhagavad Gita informs us how to travel to the higher planetary systems. Devaloka. Okay, Devaloka, the place of Devas. With a very simple formula. What is the formula? Yanti Deva Vrata Devan. Worship the Devas, you go there. So one need only worship a particular demigod or Deva of that particular planet. And in that way, you go to the moon. the sun, or any other higher planetary system. So you just need to worship that particular deva that you want to go. All right? Like some people, they are so misinformed. You know, they say, now you have what they call like Saniswara, okay? Saturn, the planet Saturn. So if you are devotee of Sani, you'll go there. All right. So whichever way, because some people say, oh, now the time is not good. So the best thing is to worship Sani Deva rest of my life. Even they have that condition or don't have condition, they simply worship the Sani Deva. But now we understand where they're going to end up. Yet Bhagavad Gita does not advise. Now, after that, Prabhupada is explaining. But still, Bhagavad Gita does not advise us to go any other planets in the material world. All right? Bhagavad Gita says, Bhagavad Gita don't give you advice. He said, don't go to any other planet in this material world, because even if we go to Brahmaloka, the highest planet, through some sort of mechanical contrivance, by maybe traveling for 40,000 years, and who could live that long? Now, Prabhupada, who could live that long? We will still find the material inconvenience of birth, death, old age, and disease. Even say like you travel to Brahmaloka by plane, it's going to take you 40,000 years. So how are you going to reach there? But even by some arrangement, you reach there, but still you're going to get a shock. You're going to see people are old, people are diseased, people are born, and people are dying. You're still going to see funeral there. You're going to see a hospital that delivers child. What do you call that? Midwife. You're going to see all these kind of things. But one who wants to approach the supreme planet Krishna Loka, Prabhupada explained, if one who wants to approach the supreme planet Krishna Loka, or any other planet within the spiritual sky, what does that mean? That means if you want to go to Krishna Loka or any other planet within the spiritual sky, means any of the Vaikuntha planet, you want to go to any of that Vaikuntha planet, one will not meet with this material inconvenience. So if you go there, you don't see any inconvenience of material condition of life. All right. So you don't see all these inconvenience. Example, say like, for instance, if you are, okay, now let me say, in this material, say like from Karna Dakshay Vishnu, lot of bubbles come out, and every bubble he enters as Garbho Dakshay Vishnu. Okay, we discussed that before, right? So now, how many planets are there? How many universes are there? Every universe is like one bubble. All right, one like one egg, one universe. Like that, there are millions of universes. Example, there's a Brahma with 4 heads, Brahma with 10 heads, Brahma with 100,000 heads, Brahma with 1 million heads. All kinds of Brahma is there. That means every planet there is a Brahma. All right. Now, the question is, how many planets are there? So just to the analogy Prabhupada I gave in his lecture, I was listening because I'm listening to his lecture every day. He said, you just take 1 kg of sesame seed. Sesame seed. You know, sesame seed is so tiny, right? Biji sawi. Sesame seed, right? They call it? No. What they call? Mustard. Is it mustard seed? Mustard seed is the one small.
Prabhu.
Illa.
Prabhu, Bijitari.
Kadaga is
No.
mustard seed.
Mustard seed, yes.
Kadaga is mustard seed.
So you just take 1 kg of mustard seed. Mustard seed is so tiny, yes or not? So tiny. And imagine that is how much universe are there. Every mustard seed is one universe. You got it? So there's innumerable universes are there. And we are stuck in one of the universe here. And in every universe, Krishna go there and God is all his incarnation, all his pastimes. Say like, for instance, in our standard, in this universe, what are the avatar of Krishna we can recall? We can recall Matsya. Then we can recall Varaha. Then after Varaha, we can see Hiranyakasipu. After Hiranyakasipu, we see what they call Parsuram. Then Ramachandra. Then after that, number 6, we can see that what they call Balaram. Then we can see Kalki. We can see Buddha. So we can all we see the 10 main avatars. All right. Then after that, there's other empowered avatar. Okay, I mean, what they call what is it? Okay, I can't recall. There's so many avatars. So that's all we can perceive in this world according to Srimad Bhagavatam. But Krishna is going and taking all the other incarnation, other forms in all the other universes. And what is that all the other universes? You say like a particular person is so much attached to Varaha. So there is Vaikuntha Loka where Lord Varaha is the presiding deity. So according to your mood, what is your goal? Say like for instance, I love Narsingadev so much. Day and night I worship Narsingadev. So when I leave this body, I go to Ahobilam. The Vaikuntha planet is called Ahobilam. Right? Oh, I worship Tirupati. I'm so attached to Lord Venkatachalapati. I'm so like Tirupati so much. And you go to the Vaikuntha planet called Tirupati, where you see Lord Venkatesh is there. But of course, that Lord Venkatesh there is not in a deity form. It's a real form. All right. So according to the mood, you want to go to each of these planets, each of these Vaikuntha Loka. Every avatar that Krishna taken, that is actually, there is that much of planets. It's innumerable. All right. Innumerable. So you go there. So if you're going to end up in any of these planets, you will never come back. Because this planet, you don't see any of these material inconvenience of birth, death, old age, and disease. So that is called all Vaikuntha planet. So it depends on how. But what is our goal? Our goal is not Vaikuntha Loka. Our goal is Goloka Vrindavan. Because we want to go there and be with the pastimes of Lord Krishna. We want to be with that pastime. So devotees do not aspire for heaven. They don't aspire for Kailash. Okay, Kailash is also under the Vaikuntha journey because Kailash got two sides. One is darker Kailash and brighter Kailash. The darker Kailash is taken care by Kala Bhairava, and the brighter Kailash, it is Sadasiva. All right. So study, there's a border. From there, you go up, all these innumerable Vaikuntha planets are there. We are not interested. All right. But what we want to go into Goloka. In Goloka, the first layer of Goloka is Jagannath Puri. Then you go through, no, I'm not interested in Jagannath Puri. Then you go further inside, you go to Dwaraka Puri. Dwaraka Puri is the place where you see that Krishna as a king, along with his 4 Pandavas and all the Yadu. Then you go further in, you go to Vrindavan, you go to Mathura, where you see Krishna along with his childhood pastimes, where you can see Putana there. Putana has already became she became the nurse in Mathura. So you can see that pastime. And you go further detail inside, you go to Vrindavan. In Vrindavan, what? You see the Krishna's pastime, as you see that the back of my photo. You see Krishna's Rasalila, Krishna will be dancing and having fun. So we want that. And that is the most confidential part. This most confidential part only revealed after every 7 Kali Yugas. All right? After every 7 Kali Yugas. After every 7 Kali Yuga, Lord Chaitanya will come down. Lord Chaitanya. And Lord Chaitanya comes down also got another distinct. Gaura Narayana and Gauranga. All right? That's okay. So now after every one Divya Yuga, every 1000 cycle of these 4 distinct, once Lord Chaitanya come and reveal the Vrindavan pastime. So now he just revealed, just 500 years ago. We are still fresh. So we are considered the most fortunate one that we have to attempt, we have to work for it. So once you go to Goloka Vrindavan, there's another place beside the Goloka Vrindavan. It's called Navadvip. So Vrindavan and Navadvip, there's no difference. And in that Navadvip, you see Mayapur, there you see Lord Chaitanya. So we all want that. All right. So, but anyway, whichever place we go, even we're going to end up in any of these higher planetary system in spiritual sky, it is called liberation. That is the actual liberation. The actual liberation is not to come out from your material discomfort and go to the comfortable material place. In this planet Earth is so troublesome. And I want to go to heaven and have some heavenly delight. That is not supposed to be the goal of a Vaishnava. All right? That's not the goal of a Vaishnava. The goal of a Vaishnava, it is to get out of this place and go to the place which is eternity. All right? We want to go to the place that we will never come down anymore. We want to go to that particular planet. All right? Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Maharaj Prabhupada said, if you are a devotee of Krishna or any of that avatar, like Narayana, like all this, you are known as Vaishnava. If you are a devotee of Krishna, you are known as Karsha. Okay, Vaishnava is a overall picture. Karsha means you are particularly devoted to Krishna. Like as example, like if you are particularly devoted to Shakti, that Mother Parvati, you are known as Shakta. If you are particularly devoted to Ganapati, you are known as Ganapata. So like that. Okay, if you are devoted to Shiva, you are called as Shaivite. All right. But you are devoted to Vishnu, overall, we are known as Vaishnava. But you are particularly devoted to Krishna, you are known as Karsha. But we are Gaudiya. What is Gaudiya means? Gaudiya means we are particularly devoted to Srimati Radharani. We are particularly devoted to Srimati Radharani. We are begging Srimati Radharani to become her servant of the servant of the servant of the servant. We want to become the maid servant of the servant of the servant. So the one who approves it is none other than Radharani. And Radharani is actually the internal potency of Krishna, the topmost potency. And she's the one who decides. So when Krishna came down, right, he was always wondering why these gopis and all, they love me so much. What do I have? So you want to find out, I have to be a devotee and feel the thing. So when Krishna came down, Radharani says, no, you're not going alone. I'm coming with you. So she have taken them. Krishna he didn't come down in a blackish form, but he came in a golden complexion, the form of Srimati Radharani. And both they came down. When the Supreme Personality comes down, he doesn't come alone. He comes with his entourage. When the king goes somewhere, he doesn't walk alone. He doesn't take the cycle or car, he drives himself. He have to come in an entourage. So the entire entourage came. Panchatattva. Then all that confidential devotee all came, like Ramananda Rai, Haridas Thakur. All that entourage came, like Brahma is Haridas Thakur. All of them came. They came there. Right? They came. Haridas Thakur is actually Yamaraj. No. Haridas Thakur is Brahma. Yamaraj came in one form. Then Lord Shiva came as Gopishwara. So like that he came. I mean, sorry. Lord Shiva came in the Krishna, Chaitanya, Prabhu,
Advaita, Prabhu.
Advaita, yes. So they came in that all these kind of forms, they come in entourage. So when they come in entourage, he did his pastime. And with whom he did his pastime? He did with his beloved. So all the Goswamis, and who are they? They are all Manjaris. So the Manjaris took the form of a Goswami, they came. And the topmost of all the Manjari that is in charge of serving Radharani to set the scene for Krishna, Radha Krishna pastime, the head of the department is Rupa Manjari. And Rupa Manjari came down. He came down. He didn't come alone. He came with his downlines. The member of his department. They all came down. So like that, all the Manjari. So we are under the Manjari Parampara. Right? Like Bhakti Vinod Thakur is Kamala Manjari. All right? And Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada is there's one man. So we are all under the Manjari Parampara. So what is that goal? The Gaudiya means it is the devotee or devoted towards Srimati Radharani. And among all the Vaishnava sect, we are considered the topmost. And this rare opportunity we only get after 1000 Divya Yuga. 1000 Divya Yuga means what? 1000 rounds of Satya Yuga, 1000 rounds of Dwapara, Treta, and Kali Yuga. After 1000, imagine how many million earth years. And today we got this opportunity. All right. So we should be very, very, very grateful to Srila Prabhupada for bringing in and spreading this religion, this ideology to everywhere. And we should always thankful to the person. You must always have gratitude to the person who actually convinced you to come to this bhakti. That is why our Siksha Guru and Diksha Guru are very highly esteemed. The Diksha Guru is connecting you to this Gaudiya. And Siksha Guru, the instructing Guru, is giving you instruction, is convincing you further that you are in the right path. So these two personalities are very important. Chaitanya Charitamrita, Adi Leela, chapter 1. Very important. We have three types of Guru. Chaitya Guru, the Krishna in the heart. Diksha Guru, the Guru that give you initiation. And Siksha Guru, the Guru that give you, that empower you, that give you instruction to go further in Bhakti. All right. So this is the thing. So we are considered very fortunate. So don't miss this boat. All right. Even you won't miss it because it's still going to continue in the next birth. All right. There's no waste of this thing. Right. Now, among all these planets in spiritual sky, now Prabhupada is explaining amongst all these planets, there's millions of planets. They're just like a mustard seed. Millions of planets in spiritual sky, Vaikuntha Loka. There is one supreme planet called Goloka Vrindavan. There's a place called Goloka Vrindavan that's a supreme among Vaikunthas. And this is the original planet in the abode of original personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna. All this information are given in Bhagavad Gita. And we are given through this instruction information how to live this material world and begin truly a blissful life in the spiritual sky. Right? All right. Now, in 15, okay, now it's 10:08. Shall we take a short break? You want a break or shall I continue? Can I continue?
Either way, Prabhu.
Either way, don't give me that, Prabhu.
Tell me
either one.
Continue.
All right. So now, let's look at that 15th chapter in Bhagavad Gita. The real picture of material world is given. Okay. In 15th chapter, what we're going to read is the real picture of material world is given. All right. Urdhva moolam ada shakam ashvatang pratur. Ashvatam prahur avyayam chandangshi yasya parnani yastang vedat sa vedavit. Urdhva moolam ada shakam ashvatang prahur avyayam chandangsi yasya parnani yastang vedat sa vedavit. So it says here, here in the material world is described, okay, in this material world is described as a tree whose root is upward. All right, in this material world is described. The material is described as the tree which is upside down. Okay, the root is upward, the branches are below. Can you all recall? Right? Can you recall this tree, how it's going to look like? All right,
yes.
Say like that.
Yeah.
The tree is like this. All right. Right. See, the tree is like this. Right. The tree is going to look like this. Right. And this tree has a branch like this. And the root is like this. Right. This is the root. So the tree is upside down. Okay. It's going to be an upside down tree. Now, how it's explained like this. Right. Okay. Describe the tree. Oops, sorry. Click the wrong one. Right. As a tree whose roots is upwards and the branches are below. We have experience of a tree which is root. We have experience of a tree whose roots are upward. If one stands on the bank of a river. So we got the experience. Where have we seen a tree upside down? So now if we stand on the bank of a river or any of water, we go to near the water or what, he can see that the tree reflected in the water upside down. Okay. The branches go downwards and the root upwards. Similarly, this material world is a reflection of the spiritual world. So this material world is actually a reflection. See how nicely Prabhupada explained. So you see, we can't recall, hey, where got tree upside down? Yes, we got experience. How? When we go to the river or we go to any pool of water or water, this thing, when you look at the water, you see the tree upside down. The reflection. Similarly, this material world is a reflection of spiritual world. All right. So everything that we see here is total opposite what we see in material world. All right. But now the material world is but a shadow of reality. It's only a shadow, right? See, like for instance, when there's a sun is there, I got a shadow here. But as a mortal human being, my shadow is nothing. But since Krishna's external energy is so perfect, even the shadow looks so real. Even the shadow looks so real. All right. But in the shadow, there's no reality or substantiality. Okay. When you really look at the shadow, in the shadow, there is no reality. So things that we are thinking that this is mine, I am this, I born into this caste, you know, I born into this family, I born into this environment, I born into this country, I'm a man, I'm a woman. All these things, when you really see, there's no reality. It is no reality at all. I can work so hard and accumulate a lot of properties and money. All right. But end of the day, nothing is mine. Today, the money that belongs to someone, the note comes to me. And I'm holding the note. And when I go and buy something, the note goes to somebody else. And that person takes the note and give it to somebody else. So I cannot say this is my money, my property, my children, my family, my community, my country. This is my belief system. All these actually, there's no reality. Because reality means it should stay with you forever. Even this body is not your reality. Go back and look at your photo 10 years, 20 years ago. Where has that person gone? Right? This realization, I got it. Recently, you know, my children want to see our old what they call photograph. All right. Even that day I went to that in-laws house, we were watching that my wedding, the video. And I start to see, oh my God, just 20 years ago, and now I look totally different. Where is that person gone? Where is that that look? Everything all gone. So that means what? It's not real. There's no reality. What I was before is not what I am today. But from the shadow, we can understand that there are substance and reality. All right. Well, but from the shadow that but from the shadow we can understand that are substance and reality. There is also substance and there's also reality. In the desert, there's no water. But the mirage, you know, mirage, sometimes when you travel on the hot sun or what, we see the road as though we see water there. They call it mirage. All right. Suggests that there is such thing as water. In the material world, there's no water. There is no happiness. But the real water of actual happiness is there in the spiritual world. All right. Okay. The Lord suggests in 15.5, it says, it suggests that we attain the spiritual world in the following manner. Right now, we understand the material world is the tree upside down. It's not real, but it is real. There's no substance. But now, what is that? How to attain the spiritual world? How? It's mentioned in 15.5. It says, Nirmana moha jita sangadosha adhyatma nitya vinivritta kamaha dvandvair vimukta sukha dukkha samnyair gachantya mudda padam avyayang tat. That padam avyatat is eternal kingdom. The padam avyayam is called the eternal kingdom. Padam avyayam can be reached by one who's nirmana moha. Nirmana moha. What does this mean? We are after designations. We are always after designation. I want this. I want this name and fame. I have done this seva. So I want people to recognize me. All right. I want. Okay. So this kind of thing. Someone wants to become Sir. Sir means in Malaysia we call as what? Dato. We want to become Dato. And someone wants to become the Lord. In British standard, Lord means what? In Malaysia, Tan Sri. So we all want to become Dato, Dato Sri, Tan Sri. We want all this kind of recognition. Someone wants to become the president or the rich man, or also they want to become a king or something else. As long as we are attached to the designations, as long as we are attached to these kind of designations, we are attached to the body. We are still on bodily conception because the designations belongs to the body. The designations belong to the body. So how are we going to apply this in our life? Right? So that's why I said have a journal. Write a journal. In any time, if you have this kind of thought, reflect back to Bhagavad Gita. Reflect back to your learning. Oh my God. You know, like sometimes they say, you are trying to tell me what to do. You are trying to tell me what to do. Then you thought about it. Then you go back and write. Oh, today I told someone, you are telling me to what to do. That's your journal. Then what is your realization? Indirectly, unknowingly, I had this false ego by bodily identification. So next day, when you have that kind of situation again, what are you going to do? You will never ask, you are trying to tell me what to do? You won't do that. You remember, oh yeah, yesterday I did that. And I realized that is the effect of my false ego. That is how you can check and balance your life. Right? So we should always remember that. Even in our social, even in our devotional life, even in our spiritual life, we are going to temple. We want people to give us recognition. All right. I cook this, right? Say like, for instance, I cook this, but someone else, say like, I'm not the regular cook in the temple, but one day I go to the temple, I cook something very nice, and some people eat it and say, and look at the regular cook and say, oh, Prabhu, oh, Mataji, your preparation is fantastic. You know, must put a golden, what they call, bangles. தங்க நகை போடணும், தங்க வளையல் போடணும், மத்தஜி உங்க சமையல் அடிச்சுக்க முடியாது, பிச்சுக்கிட்டு போச்சு. You know, and he walk away. But I am standing there and saying, you know, what? I did the cooking, I did everything, but that person got the recognition. How can that be? You know? So there's two ways you can do. One, you keep it in your heart and create your anger. Or second way, you go back to the devotee and tell, actually, I cooked. Not she, no, I cooked. Oh, really? Yeah? You cooked? Oh, I thought the regular cook is the one who cooked. So we should always remember, if you want any name and fame, any kind of recognition, you are still under the bodily concept. Now the question is, can I get rid of this bodily concept? You can't. It's very hard to give up. You know, Sanatan Goswami, we read that in Bhakti Loka, right? What he says in Bhakti Vilas, Hari Bhakti Vilas, Sanatan Goswami come to the conclusion, the concluding verse of the name and fame. What is the conclusion he gave? He gave a lot of example of what name and fame, you know, name and fame, this and that. But what is that conclusion? Can anyone recall? Can anyone tell me what is the conclusion?
Anyone? Very difficult to get out of fame, the desire for fame.
That is what?
You know, he said of all days, fame is very difficult to get out of fame, the desire for fame.
Yes. Even advanced people, even we're going to be very advanced devotee also, that is something very hard to give up. Yes or not?
Yeah.
Okay. Sarva tyage pyehe yayaha. Sarva tyage. After giving up all this, giving up, sarva tyaga, you give up all the things. All right? But sarva anartha bhuvaschate. Kuryu pratistha vistaya yatnam aparshane varam. What does that mean? Even if one can give up all material desire, sarva tyaga, the desire for fame is very difficult to give up. But this desire for fame, please listen carefully. This desire for fame, I want this kind of fame, name fame, which is compared to a stool. Stool, what they call stool? Malam. You know, when you go toilet, the stool, kaka. The fame is equal to stool. Malathukku samam. All right? And is the root cause of all anarthas. That is the root cause. All anarthas. Anarthas, unwanted behavior. The anarthas is because of we want the name and fame. We want recognition. And that recognition, name and fame is equal to stool. Malathukku samam. Therefore, one should carefully avoid touching the stool. You know, do you like to touch your stool after you pass motion? It's so disgusting, even though it's your product. You know, you can dig your nose and take out, there's some dirt from your nose. You can put your hand into your mouth and try to take out some dirt in your tooth. You can even dig your ears. But nobody wants to touch touch the urine and also the feces. Right? Because you know why? Recently, when I went for a checkup and everything, they asked me to bring the feces. I said, what? Oh, that's so disgusting. And they gave me some tools, you know, to take out the thing and put in the bottle and send to them. Even that's when I start to realize this is my own product. I ate, I digested, and I excrete. I remove from the body. That is my product. And I don't want to touch it. Even sometimes when you go for a urine check, you know, they ask you to bring a bottle of urine. You know, it's so disgusting. You know, you just like want to hold and want to put there. Even it's your own product. So that means what Sanatan Goswami is telling here. The recognition, the name, fame, நான் தான் செஞ்சேன், நான் தான் என்னால தான் முடியும், நான் தான் நடத்துறேன், நான், fame. It is equivalent to malam. It's like taking the stool. So they should avoid touching the stool-like desire. Or in other words, they shouldn't take the stool and put around your face, right? You cannot take the pee or caca and just put around your face. So disgusting. So we should be very careful. Avoid touching the stool like desire for fame. So that is the verse. Rupa, what they call? Sanatan Goswami said in the conclusion verse in Hari Bhakti Vilas. All right. Sarvatyage pyaheyaya sarvanartha bhuvaschate kuryu pratistha vistaya yatnam aparshane varam. So even if one give up all material desire, the desire for fame is very difficult to give up. This desire for fame, which is compared to a stool, is the root cause, Adi Moolam. Okay, it's a root cause of all anarthas. Therefore, one should carefully avoid touching this stool-like desire for fame. So that is very, very important, mentioned by, quoted by Bhakti Vinod Thakur in Bhakti Aloka. But, okay, so we always must remember this. We always must think we are not attached to the designation of everything that we want, everything that other than spiritual life, whatever desire that you have, it is bodily. When people come and tell you you are a fool, actually they are telling the body a fool. All right? But they are actually not telling us. They are telling. But if we could accept that, that's when we evolve to the next level. So, but we are not this body, Prabhupada is explaining. And realizing this is the first stage of spiritual realization. Check and balance. Do you really realize this or not? We can be initiated. We can be practicing bhakti for many years. But check and balance. Check yourself. That's why this book is a book of self-realization. Do you really free from this bodily concept or not? All right. If you have challenges, okay, now I realize, yes, I'm still in the bodily concept. I could say majority is still in the bodily concept. So now in this bodily concept, how am I going to get rid of it? How am I going to get rid of it? Check and balance. Write your journal. I did this. So now you do. Okay, now you understand. You have done this. You do it very indirectly, unknowingly. Correct yourself. Right? That's why journal is very important. Journal means you're not writing a diary. You are just checking your attitude on that particular day to check whether did you really practice devotional service. Right? So this is very hard to give up. The bodily concept of life is very hard to give up. Right? But how to do it? Fake it. Fake it. It's okay. Just fake it. All right? In Lord Buddha says, one of the things that people used to quote from Lord Buddha. This is not from our Vaishnava Parampara. When I was young time, my teacher used to tell me, they used to say, you know what Lord Buddha said? If you tell a lie 1,000 times, it will become mantra. If you tell one lie 1,000 times, it will become mantra. Similarly, If you simply fake it, holy dhanama, I'm not attached to the body. Fake it, it's okay. You fake it long enough, you will make it. Isn't that interesting? You fake it till you make it. Sometimes you have that, oh, never mind, I fake it. Oh, I'm such a nice person. I don't care about the body. You call me fool. You could spit on my face. Even your anger is boiling. Fake it. Holy nadanthukuvom. Fake it till you make it. I am telling this from what I've heard from my mentor, Pran Govinda Prabhu. He said, his spiritual master is Radhanath Maharaj. He went and asked Radhanath Maharaj. He said, Maharaj, how could you be so humble? You know, if you have seen Radhanath Maharaj, he's so humble. He talks so softly. Well, I'm so grateful to each and everyone. He's so humble. When you talk about as humble as a grass, as tolerant as a tree, you know, Radhanath Maharaj is one of them. He's so humble and so tolerant. So Pran Govinda Prabhu went and asked, how is that possible, Maharaj? How is that possible that you can become this humble? And Maharaj told Pran Govinda Prabhu, do you want to know the secret? And Pran Govinda Prabhu said, yes, Maharaj, I also want to be as humble as you. You know what he said? Fake it. I was faking all this while to be a very humble person. I was faking all this while to be a humble person. Until the fake became reality. And Pran Govinda Prabhu got a shock of his life. What, Maharaj? Yes. I have been just pretending to be humble. I pretend long enough until I became that. You got it. And that was the most fantastic statement I've ever heard in my life. And Radha, what they call? Radhanath Maharaj then told, Pran Govinda, that is my secret. Right? First, we can't do it. It's okay. Fake it. We know, okay, I'm a devotee. I need to be like this. Fake it. Until one day, you will make it. Right? I'm quoting this based on what I've heard from Pran Govinda Prabhu, who glorified his spiritual master, Radhanath Maharaj. All right? So if we are associated with these three Now, we are associated with three modes of material nature. All right? So that means we are not this body. That's the first realization. That's the first stage of spiritual realization. If you have not found that, now fake it. And eventually you will make it. Right? And we are associated with three modes of material nature. We are with that three modes of material nature. What is the three modes of material nature? Pradhana, unmanifested. The three modes of material nature, we are there, we are stuck there. But we must become detached through devotional service to the Lord. So through the devotional service to the Lord, we have to somehow or other get detached from these three modes. You know that my another mentor, what is his name? Bhakti Brahad Bhagavad Maharaj. He's my mentor. He's the one who straightened me up once. When I was organizer for one program. Anyway, so Bhakti Brahad Bhagavad Maharaj was telling. But that time, Maharaj class, if any one of you have attended Bhakti Brahad Bhagavad Maharaj class, he had some pantang. The first pantang, you must keep your phone off and put it away. You can't have your phone with you. You know? And he was telling about one thing that I don't know, I wrote somewhere, but I don't know where I wrote it. And I was looking for my phone and Maharaj standing right, because I was sitting right in front of me. Maharaj is there at me. Do you want to touch your phone? No, Maharaj. Put your phone away. I said, okay, Maharaj. And you know what he said? Which I wish I had the phone to take that photo, that quotation. Anyway, let me find out. I will share the thing. If any one of you went for Ashraya course or something like that, it's in the what they call it's the printout. Anyway, what he said is this. When a devotee goes to the temple and engage in devotional service, he is actually manifesting his spiritual form. Let me repeat again. When a devotee goes to the temple and engage in devotional service, he is manifesting his spiritual form. All of us got a spiritual form. But outside the temple, we are in the material form of life. But when we go to temple, we cook for Krishna, we do puja, or we go for Sankirtan, we go for book distribution. Or even when you sit and chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra, you are manifesting your spiritual form. You got it? That is why offending a devotee is very dangerous. Any devotee that comes into the temple and engage, even to sweep the floor, even to wash the toilet, but in the mood of serving, he is manifesting his spiritual form. All right? In that place, if we have anarthas, unwanted thing like I am this, I am the president, I am this, I am the cook, I am this, I am that, I, that is where in that spiritual form, you are transforming into your material body. You are transforming yourself in material form. Like recently, Vivan and I was in a meeting, someone was telling, nobody can cook as good as me. And I told Vivan, did you hear that? Yes. Even he was jokingly saying, he's a great cook. He jokingly said, no one can cook this kway teow goreng as good as me. So indirectly, even though he's there, he's in great ecstasy serving Krishna, but see, subtly the word came out. But how we can find out? Because we are making the journal. Because we are consciously trying to correct ourselves. Subtly, this kind of desire will come out. Subtly. So when we are in a spiritual body serving the Lord in the temple, suddenly these kind of subtle things will come that turn yourself into gross body again. So we have to be very careful. So that's why Prabhupada is mentioning here that when we want to get rid of the three modes of material nature, the three modes of material nature is the mode of goodness, passion, ignorance. It is in the bodily concept. But when we can get detached through devotional service to the Lord, when we are performing devotional service, we are detaching these three modes of material nature. We're putting it outside. When you put a slipper outside the temple, you drop all the three modes of material nature. You're walking in the temple as Dasanudas, the servant of the servant of the servant. That is why yesterday I was listening to this Bhakti Pramoda Puri Maharaj, one of the early disciples of Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada. He was remembering Srila Prabhupada. Okay, in 1999. He born in 1898. In 1999, he was 101 years old. He was glorifying Prabhupada. And he's saying so many things. If any one of you wants that video, you can tell me personally, I'll send to you. It's amazing. Why did I say about him now? Why his topic came now? Why? Why I suddenly mentioned his name? I was listening to his lecture.
நேத்து அவரோட கிளாஸ் கேட்டேன்னு சொன்னீங்க பிரபு.
அதான் ஏன் அந்த வார்த்தை வந்துச்சு? என்ன reason? No, I quoted him for what? Memory loss. Anyway, so what happened? So this okay. So where was I? So we are putting our slippers outside. So like that, we drop our gross form outside and we walk into the temple as in a devotional. Okay. Why Bhakti Pramod Maharaj was telling, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada created this concept, Prabhu and Prabhu. Right? What does that Prabhu means? Right? What does that Prabhu means? Prabhu. What Prabhu means? Prabhu means master. We are calling each other, each devotee, we call each other as Prabhu. What is Prabhu means? Master. So when I call Vivan Prabhu, that means Vivan is my master and I am the servant of Vivan. Even Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada also call his disciple. That's why we should not call people's name naked. All right? I cannot call Vaishnava Kripa. I cannot use that word. I must call Vaishnava Kripa Prabhu. Oh, Master Vaishnava Kripa. Then Keshavan Prabhu. All right. We cannot call the name naked. Right. And ladies, we call Mataji. Mataji means what? Mother. So we call them mother means what? I am your son. As a son, I am your servant. The son's duty is to serve the mother. Because Mataji cannot be master. Because Mataji means love, affection. All right. So we have to serve the mothers. That's why we call mother. You know, I'm your son. So when I call a person a lady Mataji, that means I must always meditate. She is my mother. I should not have any other intention, any other desires against her. She is my mother. I should always be prepared to fall at their feet and offer my dandavat and worship their feet. And master, Prabhu's master, that is my master. I'm your servant. I'm your maid servant. I do not require any kind of recognition from you. If you have a maid in your house, you don't glorify a maid. You don't say a maid, oh maid, hari ni you cuci rumah sangat cantik lah. Wow, bagus lah. Cara you clean the house are fantastic. We don't do that. But when we find any mistake in a cleaning, when we find any mistake in a cleanliness, maybe she just took all the dustbin and the dustbin is filled and she forgot to put outside. What we do? Hey, tengok ni tong sampah. Kenapa terbuang? Apa you buat? We only scold her. We should do good thing, we don't glorify her. When we do something which is not good, we chastise her. So that is the position that we are, maid servant. So when I call a Prabhu means I am submitting myself to that maid. I am submitting myself as the servant. So when I say Prabhu, when I call someone Prabhu, I should always remember I am the servant. So I can be a big businessman outside. I can be a great personality outside. Once I come into the temple, I drop the shoe outside and I wash my leg. I'm washing away all my anarthas. Take the water and sprinkle on my head, reminding me I am going into the place as a servant, washing away all the anarthas. I walk into the temple. I offer my obeisance to Srila Prabhupada. I offer my obeisance to the deities. Then I offer obeisance to all the Vaishnavas, all the mothers and Prabhus in the temple. Then go there. Someone tell you, now you take that and clean. Yes, Prabhu. Yes, Mataji. We should have that. That is how we can detach ourselves. Say, if you can't do that, you walk into the temple. Oh, I'm a senior devotee. I'm very senior. You go into the temple. At least pretend to be humble. Fake it. Pretend. You know, you pretend long enough, is going to be your nature. It's very, very, very important. That's what we're also going to study in Nectar of Devotion. In Nectar of Devotion, all these things are going to be revealed. Because as long as we are not as humble as a grass or as tolerant as a tree, very hard to attract Nama Prabhu to come to your tongue and dance in ecstasy. It's very hard. Right? Why I'm talking all this now? Because we are here doing detailed studies on Shastra. We are not doing surface studies. All right? So we should be as tolerant. You cannot tolerate, pretend to tolerate. You cannot be humble, pretend to be humble. But the anarthas are so strong. Chant your rounds. That's why I always encourage. Don't stay 16. 16 is a minimum standard. You know, when you go to school, you don't always aspire, just pass, just get C enough. A, B, C, right? A is excellent, B is okay, C is just pass, D is fail, right? I'm not sure now the new standard how, but those days A, B, C. A, B, C means you are pass. C, D, D, E, you fail. E means you fail miserably. D means you just fail. So we don't want to score D or E. Neither we don't want to stay in C. Imagine your children come back home and tell you, you know, okay, I have studied enough. Then you say, no, you didn't study enough. Appa, as long I get C is enough. As long I pass is enough. What will you do as a father or as a parent? What? You just want to go there and get a C? Cannot. What do you mean C? you must always aspire for A. So C is a minimum passing mark. A is excellent. We always must aspire for being excellent. So A is 64 rounds. We should always aspire for 64 rounds a day, right? But if you can't do that, at least 16 a day, all right? But Prabhu, I chant, I don't have any taste. It's okay. Fake it. You just go on chanting. Whether you are attentive, namabas, as what we have studied in Harinam Chintamani, even you are chanting in namabas, it's okay. But deep in your heart, you chant Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Oh Krishna, why I'm not getting any taste at all? Pray to Krishna. Pray to Prabhupada. Pray to your spiritual master. Please give me the taste. And you chant long enough, it's going to be your second nature. As I said in the beginning of the class today, I'm so excited. I'm so delighted to hear another person who has migrated to overseas. I just call and talk to him. He said, since Akshaya Tritigiri, Prabhu, I've been chanting 64 rounds. Are you doing it daily? Yes, daily 64 rounds. First thing in the morning, he's tried to finish 32 rounds. Then in the evening, he finished another 32 rounds. Right? I say, wow, that's fantastic. How do you feel? He said he can't describe his feeling. As you go on chanting 64 rounds, you will somehow or other will get the taste. When you see another drain which is blocked, right? When you see something is blocked, right? Say something that you kept some hose or something like is blocked. You take a little water and just spray it. You can't get rid that block. Maybe you can after many years of practice. A little water and just sprinkle into the thing, just sprinkle, just little, and it just slowly come out. All right, that is 16 rounds. But if you do 64 rounds, as though you're taking a jet pipe and shooting inside very hard. All right, maybe it takes some time because the pressure of the pipe water jet, it's just shooting so hard. Somehow or other, quickly the block will be open and boom, the drain will be smooth sailing. All the water, all the anarthas, all the dirt, all the anarthas, all the things will just get flow out without even you think about washing the thing away. Maybe you're trying to wash all the things and you see the drain is blocked. And you take a little hose and just nothing will happen. Maybe it'll happen, take time. But what happens if you take the jet water and shoot that blockage? Immediately the blockage will come out and all the dirty water, everything will just flow out. All the anarthas will flow out. So we understand from this statement, because this word actually has a very strong meaning and very deep meaning. All this I'm quoting what we have read in Bhakti Loka. Right? So by association with the three modes of material nature, we are associated. We are part of the three modes of material nature. And Prabhupada is telling here, we must become means what? You have to turn yourself. Become what? Detached. Right? Detached through devotional service to the Lord. Say like, for instance, you have your favorite food. Right? What can I say? Favorite food. My favorite is khichdi. I know everybody don't like khichdi.
Pizza, bro.
Okay, halwa. Huh?
Pizza.
Ah, pizza. Okay, pizza. All right, you love pizza. But now you have taken a vow that whatever food that we eat, we're going to cook ourselves and we're going to offer to Krishna. And we eat as prasadam. Right? Okay, that's fair enough. Now you go to a place where they offer you pizza. Though you go to the place, that person is a pure vegetarian. And he made a very tasty pizza. Right? She's very famous for pizza. Example. All right, she makes a nice pizza, prepare the pizza, and you go to the house, they say, like, okay, Saki Mataji, Saki Champakalata, come. I've made a nice pizza for you. You know, you go and see the pizza, your mouth start watering already. Oh, my favorite. Oh my God, the smell is so good. Irresistible. Right? and you really want to eat it. You really want it. But you go there, you see the pizza, you remember, uh-oh, I only must offer to Krishna and eat. And this person is not a devotee, but she's a pure vegetarian. She prepared that pizza. Okay. So what do? You go there. Saki Champaka, can you come and have the pizza? You know, the pizza is nice. But what Saki Champaka will do? She said, no, Mataji. I have eaten enough. And secondly, Mataji, I got allergy to cheese, you know, and I got allergy to this capsicum, and I don't take pizza. But deep in your heart, I want it. But what Saki Champaka is doing is pretending. Pretending don't like it. Right? Pretending. No. It's okay. No. Like that. So when Saki Champaka is going to pretend like this forever, until that pretending will become reality. Until one day, she will come and say, I will never eat anything which is not first offered to Krishna. You understand? So that's it. So we have to detach ourselves through devotional service to the Lord. And of course, I know Saki Champaka will go back home, make one pizza, offer to Krishna, and she devour.
Yeah, Prabhu.
என்ன Mataji?
ஆமா பிரபு ஆஃபர் பண்ணி சாப்பிடுவோம்.
Offer பண்ணி நல்லா வாங்கி விட்டுறது. Okay, anyway. Now, after that, Prabhupada is continuing. If we are not attached to devotional service to the Lord, what happened? If we are not attached, then we cannot become detached from modes of material nature. That's it. If you cannot attach to devotional service, you have no choice. You will be attached to the three modes of material nature. You have no choice. You have to choose either one. This or that. Not this, that. Not that, this. So designation, attachment, designation and attachment. That means the designation means my recognition. I want, I am this designation, perupugal. And attachment to material comfort, whatever, are due to our lust. All right. Again, yesterday I explained in this thing. What is lust? Lust means it's not the lust against the woman or woman against the man. That is one lust, fair enough. But lust means what? If you really look at it, the lust means uncontrolled desire, or we call it as burning desire. I really want it. Sometimes we want something very badly. All right? Uncontrolled aspiration. So due to our lust, our designation and attachment is all because of our lust and also desire. Our wanting to Lord, we all want to become the Lord over the material nature. So we all want to become a leader. We all want to become the controller, Ishvara. All right? Our wanting to become the Lord. We all want to become the Lord. I am the head of this place. I am the head of the temple. I am this. No, wanting to become the Lord. Okay? Over the material nature. Over material nature means what? Over your nature. Sometimes when we go for some kind of other cooperative meeting, or you go for cooperative meeting, or you go for like a Lions Club meeting or something like that, So you go for that, you really want to become the Lord. You want to become the head. Why you want to become the head? So that once you become the president of that club, you have access to, you can go and meet the prime minister, you can meet the king and whatever. You just go there, you say, I'm the president of Lions Club Ipoh Barat. Oh, okay. So I here want to put in a proposal to you, Mr. Prime Minister. Right? Okay. Then after that, what do? He come and he grant that wish. Okay, give you 100,000 for some project. Then he come back and he tell everybody, I went and see the Prime Minister and I got this 100,000 check. Everybody say, oh, Padita Tarna, you're great. Like that. And I feel so good about it. When I walk, there's a wind at the back. I walk the way I do things, Next time I walk into the club, people stand up, oh, Padita Tarna is here, He's the guy who went and did. So I want to have that kind of good feeling of being a leader, being a Lord. Right? It is everyone. So due to our lust and desire, we want to become the Lord of material nature. And remember, the reason that we fell into this material world Because we envied Krishna. We saw Krishna having good time. Krishna is a king. He's the ruler. And I just thought to myself, how nice if I can be the king and the ruler. I can be the Ishvara. Why not? I can become the leader. I can become the man. And Krishna says, really? Okay, I create a shadow. Exactly the same thing what you're saying here. You go there and enjoy yourself and come back to me and tell me whether you really want it or not. So you're thrown into this material universe. And Krishna says, Krishna, fulfill your desire. You ask one, give you 1 million. You just want to become enjoyer in human form. But Krishna says, no, I let you enjoy in 8.4 million species. Go ahead. Right? Go ahead. Enjoy yourself. Whatever good or bad, you face the consequences. You know, sometimes we say, we tell the children, when they're so adamant, we just give, I say, whatever it is, you face the consequences. Oh, I want ice cream. I want ice cream. Cannot. Oh, okay. You eat ice cream. If anything happens to you, you watch out. Like that. So Krishna sent you. So we came in the human form of life. We enjoyed ourselves. We go through all that 8.4 million abominable species. And after that came to the human form. And after that, in that transaction, you die. You die in many various ways. You were chopped head. You were cooked alive. You were cut into half. You were sentenced to death, hanging. Just imagine all kind of death that you can see around, that you're seeing around. All this kind of death you have passed through in life. When you are a cockroach, somebody has sprayed bygone spray on you. You are choked, you die. The same way, all the death that we are seeing, we have gone through that. After going through that, come to the human form of life. Now, are you okay? Oh, I enjoy even further. Then I put you in the hell, burn nicely, wash all the things, and throw back into the abominable. And come back to the human life, still not learn, throw back. Like that, we are going through, pass through. So because we want to become the Lord. That's why this kind of anartha is very dangerous. If you really study Bhagavad Gita in detail, you will definitely want to get rid of these wrong anarthas. In Harinam Chintamani, we studied. I hope you all remember. Just in Namabas. Namabas, you know what is Namabas? Can anyone tell me what is Namabas? Let me see. What is Namabas?
Stage between pure chanting and the last stage of chanting.
That means in between the starting and the pure chanting, in between.
You make mistakes.
Okay. What that level, what do you call? What is the term they call it?
Namabas.
Yeah, Namabas la, but in English, what do we call?
Madhyama stage.
No, not Madhyama stage.
Clearing, Prabhu, clearing.
What do you call that? What is the stage? Clearing stage. What do you call that? Clearing, yes, clearing. But there's another name for it. Okay, now like this. Abasa. What is Abasa means?
Not Abasa means not nice to look.
Yes.
Abasa means not nice to look or not nice to hear.
Yes. So what is that? If not nice to look, not nice to hear, what do you call that stage?
Not
offensive.
Pure.
Offensive, correct. Who said that?
Nanda here.
Oh, fantastic. Great. Abbas. Nam Abbas means we are under the offensive stage. Offensive towards clearing. Even you chant in offensive stage, you can go to the level of the core of the universe. We have discussed that before. The core of the universe is what? First, there is a false ego. Then, false ego, mind, intelligence. That's the 3 outer core. Then you come down, then you see earth, water, fire, ether, and everything. So when you come down, we take all these forms, we came down. Right? So the most hardest part to break is the final layer of this universe. That place is called as false ego. So what Bhakti Vinod Thakur is mentioning in Harinam Chintamani, he said, even if a person chants in Namabas, he can go to the core of the universe. He can go to the level of false ego, that area. So when a person can go to Namabas, can go to the core of the universe means what? He could easily attain Brahmaloka. Because above Brahmaloka is the core. Right? But of course, there you get kicked down, then you fall down again. Anyway, so I don't go into the detail. So even in Namabas, we can go to that level. Right? So what happened if we chant nicely? Right? So after that, all these things. So that's why Krishna is, so we want to become the Lord and this thing. So even when we chant in Namabas stage, we can go up to the core of the universe. But what happens if we chant nicely? But before you can chant nicely, you have to go through Namabas. Namabas means what? You are in kindergarten, try to write A, B, C, D. Your writing can be big. Your writing can slant. For the B, you can write D. Everything is upside down. But that doesn't mean, oh, my son, you're so stupid. You don't know how to write ABC also. Pam, bang the head, hit the hand. You know? Oh, cry. All right. When you were, okay, write A-P-P-L-E. But the fellow write A-Q-Q-L-E. The P terbalik. Oh, this also you cannot write. Oh, you're stupid. Okay, no need to go to school. We don't do that. We understand. When the child goes to kindergarten, somehow or other, with all the mistakes, he will be perfected. Then you go to standard 1. They ask you to write all the A in one line, B in one line. This is called Namabas. You're clearing the offensive. So you're clearing, that means you start to write nicely, then slowly, you become a perfect writer. Then you start to write nice cursive writing. And once you become doctor, you go back to kindergarten. Oh my God. Vaishnava Kripa Prabhu, please forgive me. I was just joking. Vaishnava Kripa Prabhu, I didn't meant to offend you, Prabhu.
No
I forgot
problem.
you're a doctor. Because doctor's writing, you can never write. No, my father used to tell, கையெழுத்து நல்லா இருந்தாதான் தலையெழுத்து நல்லா இருக்கும். Then one day I saw the doctor's prescription. I asked my father, இத பாருங்க எழுத்து கண்ணுக்கு, I don't understand what the fellow written, just like that. ஏப்பா இவரோட டாக்டரோட கையெழுத்து கன்றாவியா இருக்க, நாம தலையெழுத்து நல்லா இருக்க. What are you talking? My father got so angry. Hey, போடா. So example. So like that. So that is Namabas. So Namabas, that means you're chanting very nicely. You're clearing the stage. Then you come to the Suddhanam, the pure chanting. All right. So why we want to do that? Because because we have to get rid of our distinct. So chanting the Hare Krishna mantra purify your mind. Because your mind is things in vibration. And reading this Bhagavad Gita, this nectar of devotion, all the Bhagavatam, Chaitanya, all why we are reading? To purify our intelligence. To reinforce, to check and balance. I am chanting Hare Krishna, 64 rounds, fair enough. But still I have designation, I. So how to get rid of it? By reading all these books. Some or other, consciously you're convinced, I need to get rid of all these kind of nonsense thoughts. Right? So that's why we want to. So what Prabhupada says, due to our lust and desire, our wanting to become the Lord over material nature. So as long we do not give up this propensity, if you don't give up this propensity of lording it over material nature, there is no possibility of returning to the kingdom of the Supreme or the Sanatan Dham, not Dharma. Dham means place, the eternal place. The qualification of you going there, you have to be 100% pure. You should not have even a trace of anartha. Even a little trace shouldn't be seen. You have to be spotless. Alama, how is that possible? Chant Hare Krishna, read the books, surrender to Prabhupada, surrender to your spiritual master, and pray. Our prayers as a devotee is not for material comfort. I wish my child become a first-class student. I wish I get this money. No. Because we understand Krishna provides everything. Because you ask one, Krishna give you 1 million. You want to come to this material world, but Krishna give you 8.4 million species. You wanted to be in this one planet, one universe, but Krishna gave you millions of universe for you simply go around. It's a playground. You enjoy to maximum. Similarly, with this understanding, we also understand whatever things we need, Krishna promises. What you need, what you don't need, Krishna will provide. It reminds me about a story about one of the great Acharya from Gaudiya Math. I was listening to one, because I love to read their biography, how they were and everything. He was formerly a police officer. But one day he saw that he was so attached to Harinam. Harinam. He was so attached to that, and he started chanting. And he couldn't put down the beats. He chanting 10, 15, 30, 60, 100. He just couldn't put down the beats. He forgotten that he has to go to the, because he got his, he have to go and report himself in the police station. He have to go there. He have to go and report. You know, his duty time. Imagine in a duty time, you don't go to work. What will happen? Especially like other place, you can put EL or whatever. But now you're talking about police force. This is also in 1920s, right? During that British era. He was a policeman in British era. Then suddenly he woke up, he realized, oh my God, I need to go to work. And he was so in anxiety. You know, oh, I forgot, because I was so attached to Nama Bhajan. And next day he went to the police station. And all that his inspector, or all his authority, I mean his higher rank officers, came and praised him. You know what? You have done a fantastic job. You have done a fantastic job. You know, the way that you handled the case was truly fantastic. Yesterday you done a great job. For that, we have decided to promote you. And you think, what? Promote me? I was sitting here and only simply chanting. He was confused. Yes, so the officer decided to promote you, and you'll be promoted soon. Anyway, good job, good job. You have done a great job. But he was sitting in the temple and he was sitting at home and chanting. He was so absorbed, he forgot to go to work. The next day, they were praising him, doing a good job, and they want to promote him. And that's when he realized, oh my God, I was here sitting and chanting, but Sri Krishna represented myself and went to the police station and worked on my behalf. Real life story. And you know what happened? He felt so bad. He was not in ecstasy of Krishna going and representing him. He felt so bad. Krishna did his job. He immediately went and resigned and became a he resigned from his job, and he accepted, he went and surrendered to the Guru and become his disciple, that eventually becomes sannyasi. You know? So just imagine, when you simply perform your devotional service, your nama bhajan, nama kirtan, sadhana bhakti. The core of sadhana bhakti is not cleaning, cooking, and this thing. Your sadhana bhakti is actually chanting. When he did that, he forgot, you know, do you think Krishna is not going to take care of you? We have all the evidence. Krishna will look after his devotees. Krishna will never put a devotee into anxiety. Krishna will never put the devotee into anxiety that eventually he'll give up his bhakti, sadhana bhakti. Right? So Krishna will take care. So must have that faith, 100% faith. So don't worry. No need to ask Krishna, give me this, give me that. Krishna knows what to give and when to give. When he wanted this material world, when you want to enjoy like him, he have created the entire universe. Millions of planets, millions of universes, and varieties of species. In every species, they are enjoying. That's why you couldn't get a caterpillar, you couldn't get a ant. You try to, when you catch the ant, you try to kill the ant will protest. The ant won't say, you know, I suffered enough, just kill me. You know, even like the day I catch one grasshopper. Grasshopper was sitting on my tulasi. I catch the grasshopper, and the grasshopper was like fighting. Let me go, let me go, let me go. Why? Because the grasshopper is enjoying himself in the body of a grasshopper. Hey, grasshopper, yeah, grasshopper. He's jumping, he's enjoying. And just let go, and the grasshopper jump, and when it stayed in another tree, start enjoying the tree. So in every species, we really enjoy. Right? Krishna gave the thing. But once you want to go back to Krishna, do you think Krishna is not going to create an opportunity for you, environment for you? Don't you think Krishna is going to introduce your guru to you? Don't you think Krishna will show that environment in front of you? So all that suffering sometimes we go as a devotee is for you to reflect on your decision. Is for you to reflect on your decision. Thank God I'm a devotee. Wow, look at that situation. Thank God I'm a devotee. Look at the person dying, you know, taking a deep breath. Huh? Breathe out, cannot breathe in. Breathe in, cannot breathe out. And the choking, you know, like that. Look at him. Look at his eyes, so much in anxiety. He doesn't know what's going to happen to him. Thank God I'm a devotee. Because at that particular moment, when the same environment situation going to happen to me, I just simply excitedly going to think about Krishna because I am going back to him. You know, like that. Just like if you have a car, you can't pay the rent. You can't pay the, what they call it, you can't pay the car installment. You know, until one day, a person who doesn't know financial jargon, when the repossessor will come and take the car at the roadside, you know, they take the car and go away, you feel in great anxiety. Yo, I've lost my car. My car was taken back by the bank, this and that. But if you know that financial stuff, you know, this is actually one way of benefit. All right. What happened? The fellow comes and says, you are not paying your installment. Yes. I'm going to take away your car. Take and go. I don't know where to dispose the car. Take and go. Then what happened? They go and lelong the car and they come and tell you, Patita Tarna, your car, we have already lelong. All right. Your car is worth, 50,000. We lelong 49,000. You pay 1,000, you're out of the debt. Tapichanda. Or sometimes you just think, okay, we refund back the money, especially if the house gets repossessed, you get some extra money. All right. So that means all that environment that Krishna creates for you, remember, it is not to torture you, not to create pain for you, but to reinforce you that you are in the right place. And see, I'm here for you. Can you see the situation? See, he's suffering. But no, they say, yes, Krishna, yes. What he says is very true. You are there for me. All right? That is eternal kingdom, which is never destroyed. We go there, we never get destroyed. And can be approached by one who is not bewildered. Okay, only can be approached by the person who is not bewildered, not really shaken, or not really, what do you call, not really in anxiety. Can be approached one is not bewildered. Like example, I told the flow is dying, he's bewildered. No, you don't know what is going to be destination. But devotee, we are not bewildered. We are excited. So only can be approached those who are not bewildered. Bewildered by what? By the attraction of false material enjoyment. False material enjoyment. Who is situated in the service of the Supreme Lord. One so situated can easily approach that supreme abode. Right? So with this, we end the session here. It's already 11 o'clock. So we open for questions. So please mark your book, because Monday we're going to continue discussion on this introduction. Tuesday, we're going to continue on this discussion. And Thursday, Friday, we try to complete our introduction of Bhagavad Gita by next week. And starting from June, we just dive into Nectar of Devotion. We complete the book. Then we come back to Bhagavad Gita, starting from chapter 1. So this introduction itself is good enough for you to relish the Bhagavad, because Prabhupada simply summarized every chapter. So any questions? Elsewhere in the Gita 8.21. Please mark the word. Where is it? Elsewhere in Gita. Wow. We only covered 1, 2. We only covered 2 pages. Krishna. I think we better must speed up. Elsewhere in Bhagavad Gita. All right. Please mark the page 22. We start 20, 22. Only 2 pages. So that's what Mataji said. Jai Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Srila Bhagavad Gita ki jai. Since we are doing deep studies, it won't be possible for us to remember. Now we can finish up the things quickly. Right? So any questions, any comment? So now you all understand. Bhagavad Gita is truly amazing book. If you really dive into Bhagavad Gita, it has pure nectar there. Right? Please forgive me for overshooting by 11 minutes. Any questions? Any comment? All okay? Any takeaway? All right. Okay. So today is Ekadasi. Try to increase your chanting. Wherever standard you're standing, try to increase your japa. All right. So with that, I think there's no questions, no comment, no takeaway. So we end the session here. Thank you so much for your time. Please forgive me if I overshoot my this thing. No, I speak out of excitement, out of happiness. So anyway, happy Apara Ekadasi. And See you again next week, Monday. Today is Friday. We meet again next week, Monday. And we discuss whether we have already decided we're going to stay with Nectar of Devotion. But now the thing is, I want to know whether you want 2 classes, 3 or 4 classes. All right. That's what you can send me a message personally to me. Then we can discuss accordingly. All right. Till then, have a beautiful day, beautiful and spiritual weekend. Chant Hare Krishna and be happy. Make Bhagavad Gita as your lifestyle. Study your Bhagavad Gita every day. Not a single day that you're going to leave your house or you go to sleep without even reading at least 1 paragraph in Bhagavad Gita. As I said, go in detailed studies. Don't rush. Just take 1 by word. Try to understand the details. Till then, have a nice day. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhyevacha paditanam pavinebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Hare Krishna and have a nice day. Go Ranga.